Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Tamara Janee, your certifications expert here at HH3 Construction Group LLC. Today's video is all about capability statements. So I'm going to be teaching you 5 things that you need to know when it comes to building a capability statement for your company and how it can best help you in bringing business to you within the federal government market. Now, y'all are gonna have to excuse me, but I'm about to make this video as quick as possible. My Xbox came and I'm trying to go play Call of Duty. So I'm gonna try and run through these 5 things as quickly as possible. So get you a pen and make sure that you are jotting these things down, because if you don't have a capability statement for your business right now, you are truly missing out. So some people may not know exactly what a capability statement is, but in lack of better words, your capability statement is basically like your resume for your business, right? So you know how when you're applying for a job, you have a resume. Well, generally that's what a capability statement is. It's just formatted a little differently. And it's not as much detail, I guess you would say. But basically what the capability statement does is it covers who you are, what you do, and what you can offer to the federal government. And you can also use it for the private sector. You'll notice if you're working in the private sector that a lot of companies don't necessarily ask for a capability statement as much, but in the federal government market, it is a need. You must have your capability statement. And so, like I said, it's very simple to having a resume, and it kind of serves the same purpose. I know for me, with being in the construction world, we still have to have our resumes. A lot of government contracting contracts, they do require that you send them a resume. So generally, like I'm applying for an actual job, they want to be able to see that, okay, she has the experience, she knows what she's doing, she knows the work. So it generally serves the same exact purpose. Some things that I've seen, I know some people will say that they already have a capability statement, but at the same time, they're not getting any work from it, or people are not responding to it as they would like it to. Well, when I review other companies' capability statements, the thing that I'm seeing that's wrong is that it's general things. It's the basics that are wrong. They're not checking their formatting. Their fonts and font sizes are all different across the board. Words are spelled incorrectly, just general little things. And people will look at that and they will nitpick and say, okay, well, if they didn't get it right on here, how can I trust that they will pay attention to detail if I award them a contract? So if you've already created a capability statement, go back and review it and make sure that it is formatted correctly. If you are in the process of creating a capability statement, make sure that you double check your formatting. Now, if you're not sure how to create a capability statement, or you're just not a designer and you're like, hey, I need somebody to do this for me, that is a service that we offer at hh3construction.com. So go there and schedule a call with us and we can help you get your capability statement together. Your capability statement is not long. A capability statement generally is 1 page. I've seen some people who they do the 1 page, but they also put information on the back. You don't want to have a lot of information for people to review to figure out what it is that you do. I generally tell people, make it so simple that people can skim through, not read the whole thing, and still know what it is that you do. So that's what you want to focus on. Make sure that it's 1 page, 1 simple page. A lot of people, they make the capability statement when they're creating it, they make it a little bit more difficult than it has to be. And that's just because they want to make sure that they do it right. But the thing is, you don't want to have any repeat information on there. You don't want people to feel like they're reading the same thing. But at the same time, you don't want them to feel like they're reading a 4-page letter. I will also recommend, I reviewed some capability statements. I was reviewing some before I hopped on here to record. And I noticed that a lot of people who sent in their capability statements for review had no company logo and they had no company slogan. It is a must that you include your company's logo and your company's slogan. I know for me, some people, they struggle with coming up with a slogan or they just don't have one for their company, and that's fine, but you need to come up with one. For my for my cleaning construction side of my company, what is our slogan? You build it. I think it's you build it, we clean it, or something like that. But generally, that's how people know me. You know, they know, okay, I'm gonna build it, she's gonna clean it. So come up with something catchy. Don't make it so difficult for yourself. A slogan is just a slogan should be one sentence. Really, it should be shorter than that, honestly. But do a sentence and then kind of break it down that way. So let's go ahead, jump into the 5 things that you need to know. Again, I said this video was going to be really quick. I'm trying to get on my game. So the very first thing, again, remember we're talking about capability statements. So the very first thing that you need to know is that you have to have a company summary or brief. You can call it whatever you want. I've seen some people call it a company overview. Some people, just do a basic like, hey, this is our mission, whatever. You can name it whatever you want to, but it needs to be an overview of the company. When I say overview, specifically an overview, it does not need to be 4 or 5 paragraphs long. Make this, I would say, do not go over, I want to say 1 paragraph, but I know some people struggle when it comes to narrowing things down because they have so much that they want to say when it comes to, their business and how they explain it. So try not to go over more than 2 paragraphs. I want you to stick with 1, but if you just must, stick with, do not go under over 2 paragraphs. So what is the company overview? You're going to tell them who you are. You're going to tell them what the mission is of your company. You're going to tell them what it is that you do. Be detailed in what you do. You want to be detailed in your overview of what you do and who you serve. Because that's going to tell them, 1, how you can help them, and 2, is going to help them self-identify that they are your customer. You see what I'm saying? So be detailed in those 2 things, what you do and who you are. The second thing that you're going to include on your capability statement is the differentiators. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. But you want people to be able to see what it is that makes you different from everyone else. Why should I pick your company over this company over here? Here's another one. Why should I pick your company and you charge more and this company over here charges less? So you want to be able to basically show people on paper and help them self-identify what makes you different. A lot of my clients struggle with this because they don't know how to put into words. I used to struggle with this. I was very bad at this. You just don't know how to put into words of what makes you different from the next company. So what I recommend is go and search. I was about to say something my nephew says, let me search them up. That's not the way to say that. But I would go search some of your competition, see what it is that they're offering, see what it is, if they got their pricing or things like that. But you want to be able to self-identify what's going to make you different and what's going to make you stand out. This is very important. You have to have this on your capability statement. It will definitely make you stand out more. Some things, if you struggle with trying to figure out what makes you stand out, here are some things that I recommend when I do the capability statement reviews with my clients is bonding. If you have bonding, of course, that is going to make you stand out more than anything. But do not fault yourself if you don't have bonding. Everybody doesn't have bonding. I don't have bonding for my company. That's something you got to work towards, honey. That's a whole different level. But if you do have bonding, you want to put that on your capability statement. Any certifications that you have, that's state and federal. Make sure that you list those. Some people put the certification like logos and stuff. I say only do that if you have the room for it. If you have insurance for your company, right? So in construction, It's important that we have insurance just because of the liabilities, and we don't want that to fall on us personally, so we always have insurance. So we will put that on our capability statement. Years of experience, right? So that's showing people, hey, you know, he or she has been doing this for this long. You know, this is exactly what they were doing. This is what they have the experience with. They know from that, okay, they have the experience we're looking for. Let's talk. Another thing you can list on there is like if you're a product company, if you're product based, right? List some of the products that you yourself has created. List some of the products that you're offering. Those are some of the things that can make you different and stand out from the next company. The third thing that you want to include on your capability statement is past performance. We talked about this a little bit in the differentiators, but you want to have its own column for past performance. So in here you can list like the company. Again, this goes solely, all these things go solely off of how much space you have on that one page. One page only. So you can list, you know, the company you worked for. You can put the logos if you have room. You know, you can put the type of work that you perform. You can be as detailed as possible when it comes to explaining your past performance, but no paragraphs. You don't want people to feel, again, like they're reading a 4-page letter. You want them to be able to skim through, see what it is that you've done, and be able to decide from there if they want to work with you. You can, this is optional because some people just don't even remember. I know for all of my stuff, I don't remember. But how much did you make? You know, label it out by project, by job. If you're listing, you know, past performance jobs. I know a lot of people who are just getting started within their company. A lot of times on the capability statement, they'll list previous jobs that was similar to the work that they're doing now, and then they'll go back and change it as they get projects. So you can do that. Then you want to list a time frame, right? So how long were you there? How long did the project take? So that's past performance. The fourth thing is your core competencies. So this is the type of work that you may perform. So what it is that you do, what it is that you're looking for. Excuse me, sorry. You know, what are some things that you're doing on a consistent basis in projects or in contracts? Or, again, if you're just starting out, what are some things that you want to do on a consistent basis? This lets people know, again, what you can do and what you're looking for. The whole capability statement is all about what you can do and what you are looking for, because you want people to be able to self-identify that you are what they need. And the fifth and final thing, certifications and licenses. This is my favorite part. So you'll want to list these separately. So if you have woman-owned, list it by itself. If you have minority, list it by itself. If you have hub, veteran, small business, disabled vet, list it separately. And make sure that you list all the ones that you have. So don't leave any of them out. I personally would say, let's say if you run out of room and you're like, gee, I can't even fit this certification on there. Take something off of one of the other things. You want to have the room for your certifications and licenses. Another thing that you'll want to list is the next codes. So you only want to list your primary ones. I know a lot of people, we have multiple because we do so much within our companies. But you only want to list the primaries, right? List your primary codes. You'll want to list the number. You can list, I know a lot of people, they say don't list the descriptions because people can look it up. I'm all about making it easy for my customers. So if you have the room, put the little description of what it says that it does. That way that if they don't know what it is, some people, they can look at it and tell what it is that you do just by the number. But everybody can't. So make it a little bit easier on your customer. And if you have the room, just put the description there. Let's see. I'm trying to think what else could you guys list under there. Typically, I list about, when I'm doing capability statements, I list about 3 to 5. So I try and keep it there. And again, this goes based solely off of how much room you have. You'll also want to list on there your key personnel. So who they are, what role they play, and their contact information. Because you don't want people to look at your capability statement and then again, they have to go find who you are, how to get in contact with you, and they're trying to give you money. You don't want that. Okay? So the 5 things, I hope you guys got all that. I tried to run through really quickly. But the 5 things is your company summary, your differentiators, past performance, core competencies, and certifications and licenses. So get up, go get your capability statements done. I want you to comment on this video who you are and what you offer to the government. I want to know who you are. I want to know what it is that you do. You never know, I could refer business to you. The second thing is, have you created your capability statements? If not, what is it that you need help with? Do you struggle with the design? Do you struggle with putting the information on paper? If you do find that you need help with your capability statement, visit hh3construction.com and book a session with me, and we will get you taken care of. Thank you again for joining me today for the capability statements, 5 things you need to know. I'll see you guys next week.